It's Nikki. Welcome back to today's video. It's so nice to actually sit down and film a sit down video for you guys. Hello. So in today's video, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be doing another shop my stash video, but in this video I'm going to be showing with you guys my blush collection. This isn't even all of it, you guys. This is literally just a container, and then I have extra blushes that were too big that I need to find their own storage, but they're sitting right here too. I have creams, I have powders, and I'm also going to show you guys blush palettes as well. I'm going to save those to the end of the video just in case you're not interested in those at all. You can see the main blush collection. Do be informed though that I don't have a ton of blush palettes. I literally only have a few because I just prefer singles with everything, so unless it's traveling. So yeah, I have a lot to get into, so I'm going to stop talking. And if you guys are interested to see my blush collection, if you love blushes like I do, then let's go ahead and get into the video. One thing I want to apologize for, so sorry for the blank background. So as you guys know, I am in the process of moving right now. If you've been watching my videos and watching my vlogs, you would know that I'm going to be moving in actually from when I'm filming this, 2 weeks. So you're probably gonna see this when I'm either about to move or already moved. But yes, that is why the current background is getting blanker and blanker every single video. But I'm gonna go ahead and start with actually, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and start with the individual blushes that aren't in here, and then we'll just go in here. I have everything by brand anyways, so let's just go ahead and dive right in. So the first, actually, you know what? We'll do creams first. Let's just go ahead and do those. So the first blushes I have to talk about are cream blushes. This first one is by Benefit, and this is the Benefit Majorette, cream to powder blush. It just looks like this. This one I don't use all the time, but I love using it if I'm going to use more of an orangey coral blush, something that's not pink related, but more of an orangey coral. This is a really nice base because it's got that orange kind of creamsicle, tangerine, coral base to it. So when you apply the blush on top, it doesn't alter the color. That's the one thing I love with creams, is if you find a cream that matches that blush tone family, it doesn't alter the color. So that's what I really like this for, and this is a really nice blush and it lasts all day. Another cream blush, I only have 3 cream blushes. I don't really have a lot. Another cream blush that I have, this is the Sephora Blush Me cream blush. I don't even think you can find this anymore. I've had this for a while, and this is in the shade Blush Me? I think there's a shade name, but I can't tell. It's in Young Love, sorry. Young Love. I couldn't really tell because of the sticker on the bottom, but this is what it looks like. It's definitely a brighter pink color. I actually prefer using this one and another cream blush I'm about to show you just because of the undertone. I have a lot of blushes that are either pink like this, or that are definitely more of a coral pink or red. So these are really good for that because it really doesn't alter the color once again, and it really makes the blush stick on top really nicely. I love doing creams before I do powders. I just think it makes the face look so much more flawless, and it really makes the makeup stay on a lot longer, in my opinion, on my face. The next blush I have to show you is a drugstore option, drugstore / affordable. It's by Colourpop, and this is my favorite formula, and I need to buy more of them, but I keep forgetting to. But with also in the process of moving right now, I'm just not buying any more makeup because I have a lot of makeup to pack as it is. But this is the Colourpop blush sticks, and this is in the shade 25-8. It's such a nice neutral toned blush color. There's really nothing else to explain, but it's such a nice neutral, so you can wear this under so many blushes. And also too, if you're going for that really pretty natural flush look where you're not wearing a ton of makeup, this is really nice to just put on, put a little bit of powder over it so it doesn't separate or spread because it's a cream, and be good to go. In the summertime, if I have errands to do and I'm really like not wanting to wear a ton of makeup, but I want to wear a little something, I'll throw usually this on with a little bit of concealer and like some powder, and that's about it. And then it looks really nice. And then obviously with COVID right now, I haven't really been wearing too much makeup when I've been running errands just because I'm in a mask. But these are really nice. I love the formula of this blush sticks. It lasts so long under the blush, and it makes the blush just look so much more pigmented, and it makes it stick really, really well. So I highly recommend these blush sticks if you can get your hands on them. So I have a mixture of high-end and drugstore powder blushes, so just to kind of throw that out there. The next two blushes that I have to show you are both by Kylie Cosmetics, and they are both completely different. One is more of a neutral everyday blush, one is definitely more corally. These are newer to my collection. I did get these around Black Friday because Kylie was having a sale, but I do really like them and I really like her formula. One thing I want to point out is, yes, I have quite a bit of makeup, but if I don't like the product, then I won't keep it. So pretty much everything I have is stuff that I've liked or stuff that is like my absolute favorite. So this is the first one. This is in the shade Close to Perfect. It's a really beautiful neutral toned blush, something that is perfect for every day. One thing I love about these blushes is you can build them up, or if you have a very heavy hand, they're definitely very pigmented right off the bat. This one, you have to build up a little bit more if you want it to be very, very pigmented, but that's just because it's such a neutral tone color. But I really like these blushes. They're not super powdery and they don't have a ton of kickback, which is nice because I've noticed when blushes, if they have a ton of kickback, then they don't look good on the cheeks at all. They're patchy, they separate, and they just look really, really, really weird. The next Kylie blush that I have, this is in the shade We're Going Shopping. This is definitely more of a coral shade, more of a corally orange. Definitely a lot brighter. This one you have to be a little bit more light-handed because with it being a brighter color, the color pigment is obviously going to look a lot more intense on the skin. But this is really nice as well. Not a ton of powder kickback. This one is a little bit more powderier than the other one, but I've noticed with brighter blushes, they just tend to be that way because of the pigment that's in them. But as long as you don't swirl your brush 1,000 times and you just dab it in and tap it off, it's fine. It's nothing crazy. So yeah, I'm excited to get some more blushes and I want to try some more of these because I really do like them. The next blush that I have, this is by Makeup Revolution, and this is the Blusher Reloaded blush in the shade Rose Kiss. This I also got around Black Friday as well. Honestly, these kind of remind me of the Physicians Formula like butter line, like the butter bronzer line, and like the butter blushes, just because of the swirl. So I don't know if this is supposed to like dupe those, but this is a really nice blush. It's very, very pigmented. A lot of these blushes honestly look the same that I'm going to show you. Some of them look very, very similar. Some of them look very, very different. And that's just because I'm a huge blush lover. But trust me, if all of them were like the exact same on the cheeks, I wouldn't keep all of them. So they all look a little different on the cheeks. I've swatched comparisons and they're all different, I swear. But yeah, this is what this one looks like. It's a very nice, bright, rosy pink color. So just like the name, it's definitely got a rose vibe, but it's definitely just on the brighter side. But this one is really pretty. I do want to try some other colors in this as well. I think it'd be fun to do like a full face of like makeup, but like do a Makeup Revolution dupe on the other side, because I know they like to dupe a lot of higher end or just kind of higher end drugstore products as well, because let's face it, some drugstore products are up there in price. Next blush I have to show you is honestly super old, and I honestly need to get rid of it and get more, but this is by Wet n Wild. This is in the super old packaging, and this is the Color Icon blush in the shade Heather Silk. This was a very popular blush back in the day, but these are so incredibly pigmented. It's actually insane. You have to be very careful about how much you dip into this, because if you go overboard, you are gonna look like a legit clown. But I really do love the formula, but it's so old that I need to get rid of it and actually purchase like the updated packaging and the updated formula on these. I think it's the same, but I need to purchase the updated one just because it's recent and newer and not like 6 years old like this one. I'm really good about throwing away foundations and concealers that are old, but powders I just always forget about because I think I can just disinfect them and move on. But yeah, it's just, I need to get rid of it and get the updated one. But this is Heather Silk, legit a cult classic by Wet n Wild, if you guys remember this old packaging. The next blush that I have is by Mirabella Beauty. Mirabella Beauty is more of a it's a high-end brand, but it's more of a professional grade brand. They cater to a lot of makeup artists and kind of cater to more of like the professional makeup realm versus like everyday makeup. But this is a blush duo in the shade Mary. These blushes are very, very, very pigmented. They're also very, very bright. I like to mix them together because it kind of creates its own custom shade, or apply this one in the inner part of my cheek and this one on the outer. But you have to be very, very careful. This one is extremely, extremely pigmented. I don't use it as much as this one, but these are really nice for the spring and summer, because they're brighter, but in the summertime with a nice like tan or self tan or spray tan, just looking like a golden goddess, or even with darker skin tones, this would look very nice on because of how bright and pigmented they are and how rich in color. They come across the skin super nicely when applied. But again, you do have to have a very, very light hand, because if you're super heavy-handed, you are legit going to look like a clown. I almost said crown. You're going to look like a clown once again. So you just have to be very, very careful with these and just don't go overboard. But Mirabella Beauty is a really good brand. I used to have a foundation by them that I loved, but I ran out of it and I haven't repurchased it since. I just keep forgetting about it. So I need to dabble more into their makeup, but I love this brand, and they have a lot of super nice products for makeup artists as well. All right, so let's dabble into the compact that we got going on here. So one other blush I'm going to show you that wasn't in the compact, but this is the brand I'm going to talk about, so I figured I would just talk about it now. This is by Too Faced. This is their Sweethearts Perfect Flush Blush in the shade Peach Beach. I think they still have these blushes. Too Faced has been going through and like getting rid of a lot of their older lines, so I don't know if they still have this, but this is what it looks like. It's a very nice orangey coral natural looking blush. I believe I've used this in a makeup tutorial recently, so I don't remember which one, but I know I've used it recently in a tutorial. But this one's a really nice color. I really like this again for the summertime because it's not too crazy. It just gives you a very nice natural flush. It's also got a sheen to it as well, so it really just kind of makes you look like you're radiating from within, and you kind of got that natural glow going on. I've been trying for the past year when it comes to summertime, if I'm doing a very, very natural look, trying to just stay more to like my natural skin, natural glow, because in the summertime I get oily real bad. I have combo skin, so my T-zone just looks like an oily mess. But this one's really nice. It's very natural looking, and it's just overall really, really pretty. The next one I have, this one I got, I don't think I got it in an Ipsy bag, but I got it as like a birthday perk like a couple years ago. And this is their Love Flush Blush in the shade Love Hangover. So the packaging was big, like a big heart, but it wasn't like these ones. It was just the single. But this is what it looks like. It's just a very nice like orangey coral color. I'm gonna be honest, the formula on this, like, it's okay. It's not my favorite, but it's not anything bad. I do like the color of it though. It's like a very orangey pink type of color. It looks more orange on the skin than what it does in the packaging, But it's a really nice color and it's a nice little sample size, so it is really good for traveling. The next blush I have is by Ciate London, and this is a mini. I actually got this in an Ipsy bag a couple years ago, but this is in the shade Date Night. It's some of their swirl blushes. They have these in like the larger packaging that's just like this. But this one's a really nice blush. I actually really like the color. It's got a really pretty like gold sheen mixed in with it. So when you apply it to the cheeks, it has a little bit of a sheen to it. Nothing crazy, but it just gives you a little something on the cheeks. So if you decide not to wear highlighter that day, you at least have a little bit of like a natural glow. But it's definitely more of your neutral pinky toned color with a little bit of a gold shift to it. But it's really nice. I like the formula, and I do think that this looks really pretty on the skin. The next blush I have is by Tarte. It's actually the blush that I am wearing on my cheeks right now. And this is in the shade Kisses. I believe I got this in an Ipsy bag, I want to say. But this is what it looks like. It's more of a bright coral pink, but it kind of has a gold shift to it, kind of as you can see. This one reminds me of NARS Orgasm. And believe it or not, I actually do not own NARS Orgasm. I just feel like there's so many blush dupes out there for it that I just haven't gotten around to purchasing it. Plus, it's pretty sparkly, and I'm not a super big sparkly blush person anymore, but I do kind of want to purchase it for the sole purpose of having it in my collection since it's such a staple. But this is a really good dupe for it, and it's by Tarte. I think they have this in the full size. I'm not really sure, but I did get this in a mini in my Ipsy bag. This is another Tarte blush. This is also a mini. I don't know if they actually sell this one. This one was like a birthday point perk from Sephora a couple of years ago. And it's in the shade Party, hence the birthday gift. But it's in the shade Party. It's a very nice, I love this shade, might I add, so that's why it's hit pan. But this one's a very nice natural pink color. It's very nice on no makeup look days. It's very nice on an intense makeup look day. This is a nice blush to wear with a smoky eye, especially more of a dark smoky eye, because this one's a little bit more cool toned than it is warm tone, but it looks really nice because it's not super intense. It's definitely more of that natural look. So I really, really like this, and I think that this is a good blush to have in your collection. I don't know if they sell this in the full size. If they do, I definitely recommend getting your hands on it. This next blush that I have is by MAC. Now, listen, I dropped this and the MAC like plastic part fell out, so I don't have it anymore. So I literally just lift it up literally like normal so I can still use it. But yeah, so the top's missing. I don't take this blush traveling for the sole purpose of that, just because of the fact that I obviously don't want it to shatter because there's literally no top to it. But this is in the shade Plum Foolery. See, look, I use this blush so much you can't even see the name on it anymore. But this is one of my favorite MAC blushes of all time. I love this color. I love MAC blushes, their formula. I want to get more blushes, but I'm going to be honest with you, I kind of have forgotten about MAC, just because I don't have a MAC store near me. I only have a MAC counter, and they sell MAC and Ulta now, so now it makes me want to buy more products because I can actually like walk into Ulta and see it. But this is my favorite formula and blush color. Like color-wise, this is my favorite color ever. I love it so much. It's gone through the ringer a little bit. It's got dents in it, you know, and it's about ready to hit pan in the middle. But, you know, I just love her. She's been through a lot. But, yes, this is MAC Plum Foolery. The other MAC blush that I have, this is in the shade Trace Gold. I've had this one for a while. I use it, but I definitely don't use it as much as the other one. The one thing I love this for is if I'm doing more of a bronzy look or any type of gold makeup look, or even like a really sparkly makeup look. This one's really nice for those bronzy, gold, brown makeup looks because it's got the gold undertone to it. When I first got this, I was a little nervous because I didn't know if it was gonna be super like, I didn't want it to be like a gold stripe on my cheek, but it definitely has kind of more, it's interesting to explain. It's got more of a bronze undertone when you apply it to the cheeks, so it doesn't look bad, but I definitely don't use this with like an orangey or reddish bronzer, because if I use that, this mixed with the bronzer does not look good. So I definitely try to use more of a neutral colored bronzer, because in that way it mixes well with this blush. But it's just such an interesting color that I just needed to have it in my collection, and I actually really do like this in the summertime as well. If you want to do more of a natural look, this can be like your blush and bronzer all in one. And that's what I love about it. These next two blushes are from Sephora Collection. And if you guys have never tried Sephora Collection, like any of their products, I 10 out of 10 recommend that you do, because they have some bomb products. But this first one is in the color Tangerine Tease. This one's a cult classic. The one thing I don't like is that the packaging like doesn't open up all the way, and it's only like halfway. But this one is a cult classic. These are duo colored blushes, so they have one lighter, one darker. If you wanted to be tedious, you could always use like the individual colors on different days. I honestly just mix it all together because it's all in one. I'm not going to worry about being super tedious with it. But this is what this one looks like. It's a legit orange coral blush. This honestly looks really pretty with the tan, and it's just a super nice coral flush to the cheeks. So I really like these. And they're nice and tiny, which is perfect for travel. And the formula on these are really nice. I have another Sephora blush. This is the Micro Smooth Blushes. I don't think I said the name, but if I did, oh well, you're hearing it again. This is in the shade Guava Glow. Again, it's got the lighter and the darker. This one's got a little bit more of a sheen than the other one, but this one is definitely a lot more corally. So this one you do have to have a little bit of a lighter hand, especially with this darker shade. It can definitely make it look very, very, very pink. But yeah, so that's this one. There's not really too much to say by it, but again, I love the formula and it just looks really smooth on the skin, hence the name of the blush. The next blush that I have is by Sonia Kashuk, and I have Sonia Kashuk at Target. This isn't really a brand that this is like the only thing I have from them, but I got this one year. This is in the shade Flamingo. I literally got this one year because my show choir group, this was the makeup that we had. We like ordered the makeup from Target, and so this was one of the blushes that we had gotten. So it's a bright flamingo pink, hence the name. It's very, very bright. Honestly, I don't use this blush really as much as my other ones. I kind of forget that I have it. It's really nice for like if you want that brighter pop of color, but I'm gonna be honest, I really don't use it that much. I've had this since like sophomore year of high school or maybe junior year of high school. It's been a while, but it's really pretty, but I just don't really use it that much. It's very, very bright, but on the show choir stage, this literally looked so natural because with all the bright lights and the fact that it's white, it's like white and yellow bright lights staring back at your face, like this looks natural. Like when I'm wearing today, I would look like a ghost. So like you have to wear like at least a shade darker foundation. You have to wear like a super bright blush, super bright eyeshadow, and bright red lipstick if you want to look like a normal human being on that stage. I feel like I should make a show choir video talking about my experience being in show choir in high school, because honestly, it was a lot of fun. This next blush is by Milani, and this is Milani Luminoso, which is a very, very cult favorite, popular blush. I personally love this blush. I went through a phase where I think I literally used this blush for like 3 to 4 months straight. It's a beautiful blush. It's their baked blushes, and I love their baked blushes. And this one is super beautiful. This is one of the only ones that I have, but I love the formula and I love this color. I'm so happy I purchased it, and I still use this a ton today. I just try not to use it as much as I did because obviously I went a little overboard and neglected half my other blushes, but love this blush, such a cult favorite. If there's anything you have to get from the drugstore, it has to be this blush. Oh, and you do get a little like brush at the bottom with a mirror, but if you need anything from the drugstore, get Milani Luminoso because it's just such a cult favorite blush, and it's so pretty on. All right, I just have a few more blushes to share with you guys, and then we're gonna talk about the palettes. So this next blush that I have, this is by NYX, and this is in the shade Soft Spoken. I'm gonna be honest with you, this is one that I've had for a show choir competition when I was like a senior in high school. So I definitely hit a lot of pan from having to use it a ton, but I haven't really used it a lot lately. But these NYX blushes are really nice. I do like NYX, and I like their formulas and a lot of their products. I haven't bought a NYX product in a hot minute though, but I do really like this, and I do think that it's really pretty. It's just a very nice natural blush. Oh, this is their high definition blushes, by the way. That's what like the line of like this packaging is. I have another NYX blush, and this is their Baked Blush in this shot. It's in the shade, so this one has like two names. It says Ignite / Passion. It has like the word ignite and / passion. So I don't know. There's like two names to this product. I've always thought that like, I don't know. I've always thought that that was weird, but this one's definitely more of like a corally, orangey shade. I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't used this blush in a hot minute, but I love the color, and I do like the formula of these baked blushes. The one thing, the packaging is a little chunky. A lot of NYX products are. But yeah, I really haven't used this blush a whole lot, so I actually really need to use it. But that's just what it looks like, and it's a really nice color, and it's really pretty. I just haven't used it, but I think this was popular on YouTube for a while, and that's why I bought it. A lot of these products are because of YouTube reviews, but that's why I bought it. But I need to use it again because it's actually very beautiful. So these next two blushes are Benefit Box blushes, and if you guys know Benefit Box blushes, they have been around for ages, and they have so many colors. I've actually revamped a few of them. So this first one is Benefit Rockateur. This is my favorite blush ever. It's actually broken right now, so I'm trying not to like show a whole lot. You can see that it's crumbly, but this is a beautiful rose gold pink blush, and it actually smells really good. I love the smell of this blush, but it's like a beautiful, this is the best I can do without it like crumbling out, but it's a beautiful rose gold pink blush, and I love it. I'm also obsessed with the packaging. I don't know if they sell this anymore, but this is like, she's a good one, and she is a winner, and that one is one of my favorite blushes. I legit use it all the time to this day. I've had it since like high school, and I will never get rid of it. It's broken, and I legit will use it till it's gone because it's my favorite. This next blush is Benefit Hervana. I don't even think you can buy this one anymore. I think this one's like discontinued, but this one's one of the swirl ones, and it's very, very pretty. I'm actually very close to hitting pan on it. You can't tell on camera, but there's a huge indent in the swirl. But I really like this one. It's definitely more light and natural than Rockateur. Rockateur, you can definitely see on the cheeks. You can build it up to be very dramatic. This one is a lot more natural. One doesn't have as much pigment because you obviously have like your lighter swirls in there. But it's a very it's a very beautiful blush, and I'm obsessed with it, and I think it looks really nice. This next blush is by e.l.f., and it's in the shade Mellow Mauve, so very cult classic color as well, and I'm about done with it. I've had this blush for so long. The packaging is completely different now. This is when these blushes were literally like $3 back in the day. This was like their studio line, so everything in like the black packaging was like $3, and then everything in like the white clear packaging was like $1. Man, how e.l.f. has changed. Like, I remember when like legit they were the go-to brand because they were so cheap. Everything was $1 or $3, and now they're like a regular drugstore price brand. But yeah, this is what it looks like. It's just a very pretty mauve, like pink color. There's really no other way to describe it. It's just a cult classic that I legit bought because of YouTube. And the next blush, this is the last one I have before the palettes, and this is by LA Girl. This is the Just Blushing blush in the shade Just Radiant, and this one, again, kind of reminds me of NARS Orgasm in a way. The one thing I don't like is the packaging is really awkward to store, but it's got that like mid-tone pink with some gold shimmer to it, And it's very, very pretty, and LA Girl is a very affordable brand. I want to get some more of these blushes just because the colors look so pretty. And this one blends really well as well, which I really like. All right, so that is all of the blushes. I'm going to go through and show you guys some palettes. I have 3 of them. So if you guys don't want to stick around, then I'll go ahead and say bye to you guys. But if you guys do want to stick around, I have 3 palettes to share. This first one is kind of like a blush, bronze, and highlighter palette. This is by Too Faced, and this was one of their holiday palettes from a couple years ago. It came with like 2 other eyeshadow palettes for Christmas, but it's just got a bronzer, a blush, and a highlighter. This blush kind of looks like NARS Orgasm as well, but it's just a very, very pretty shade to have. Definitely didn't need this, but it's just nice to have, especially for travel, because you've got a blush, bronzer, and a highlighter. This next one that I have is by Becca, and this is the collaboration with Jaclyn Hill. This is like the champagne, this is the Champagne Collection face palette. This has highlighters in here as well, but I'm going to talk about the blushes today. So these are the 3 blushes that we have here. You have, starting with this end, Rose Hill, Amaretto, and then you have, what does this say? Pamplemousse? So those are the 3. Personally, Rose Hill and Amaretto are my favorite. You can't get this anymore, unfortunately. I wish that Becca would have went through and sold these separately, just because of how pretty they are. That one end shade that I love to use, that's actually Rose Spirits, by the way. I don't know if I said rose or rose quartz, but it's actually called Rose Spirits. But you can't get this anymore, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about it. But personally, I love this palette because it was created by Jaclyn Hill, and it was part of the Champagne Face Collection, which is literally, like, I love Champagne Pop. It's my favorite highlighter ever. So I just kind of want to give this a little shout out and say that I love it, but I'm not going to spend too much time on it. The last blush palette that I have, this is the Vintage Lace Blush Intense Dual Pigment Blusher from Makeup Revolution. And it's just got 4 shades in here, and they're all pink. You pretty much just have a lighter to darkest, and they did have like a gold spray overlay. I'm gonna be honest, once you put your brush in it, it went away. Like, the gold doesn't even show up on your skin anymore. It first did, but now it's like not even there. But this is what they look like. I actually really like the formula of these packaging wise. I like how it's mirrored on the back, but I definitely think the packaging on the front could have been a little bit more exciting. It's very like cheap plastic, but they're very, very pretty once again, and I do really like these blushes. And for a nice drugstore palette, I think this was like under $10. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed my love for blush and sharing my love for blush for you guys. I love blush. I think it just looks so pretty, and it just makes the skin look so flushed, and you're just like, I'm a girl. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up if you liked it. Also, too, don't forget to leave any video suggestions down below, so that way you guys can give me suggestions on what you want to see. I'm always reading my comment section, so be sure to leave me a comment down below, or leave me a comment what your favorite blush is. One thing too is follow my Instagram. It's always linked down below, so that way you guys can see what I'm up to. My Instagram doesn't have a theme or anything. It's very like real, true life to me. My makeup Instagram is strictly makeup related, so you guys will have to check both of those out. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good day or night wherever you live. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on that bell button. That way you're notified when I upload a new video. And yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.